Well, welcome back. It's 6:13 and new this morning. We are remembering the Korean War.
Today marks 70 years since military leaders signed the Armistice that formally ended that war. WAAY 31's Marie Waxel breaks it down for us.
It's often known as the Forgotten War, but for many, the scars run deep to this day. Nearly 5 million people died in Korea. Over 100,000 Americans were wounded. Nearly 40,000 Americans were killed in action. Today, we honor and remember their sacrifices and thank those who are still here with us, like George Painter.
So I joined the Navy right out of high school. I wanted to join before I was 18, but my mother wouldn't sign for me. But as it turned out, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Adjusting to military life for this Pennsylvania farm boy wasn't easy.
People don't realize, they think you just went in the service and had a good time and thanked you for your service. But you don't realize what you give up. You give up all that childhood, youth, late teen, early 20s with your family, and you're just swept away into a new world.
Like most sailors, George Painter's Navy career started pretty basic.
Swabbing decks and hauling in the big ropes from the shore. And then I became a quartermaster, and that was involved the steering of the ship and taking stars at night.
Painter was on a transport ship.
We carried 3,000 to 4,000 troops on the ship that I was on, and I never got on Korean soil because the ship I was on, we didn't have armament to protect ourselves. We had a little bit, but not enough. I would mingle with the troops, and it was happy times and very sad times, because most of the troops didn't even know where Korea was.
He credits the Navy with giving him one of his fondest memories.
When I was in 7th or 8th grade, there was a picture of Mount Fujiyama. And I thought to myself when I was that age, 7 or 8, I guess, I'd like to see Mount Fujiyama. And the first trip to Japan, when we were coming into the Yokohama harbor, there was Mount Fujiyama right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. I said, "Thank you, Lord, for giving me my wish." It was gorgeous. I always remember that.
But with the good times also came dark memories that still linger.
Coming back, when I was especially on the bridge as a quartermaster, looking down and seeing the troops being loaded on the gangway, and looking down and see those boxes and boxes of troops that never came home, it still makes me cry. I think, well, thank goodness it's not one of me, but it sure is heartbreaking to see. And I can't imagine what these Gold Star mothers go through.
George Painter spent 2.5 years on the ship before he was accepted to dental tech school. Years later, he put down roots here in Huntsville and had a dental practice for 56 years. He retired at the age of 82. George Painter turned 90 last month.
Only on WAAY 31 in every newscast today, we'll honor our Korean War veterans as we mark 70 years of the end of the war. I hope you'll stay with us throughout the day. Marie Waxel, WAAY 31 News.